Greetings everyone, my name is Zetterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 4 Veersmade levels, so in this part, I'll be covering at least 5 or 6 more Veersmade levels, starting off with this one. ETN 003-Ignition Man 1-3 Celebration by Raypha, with 16 plays and a score of 3. As always, if you want one of her levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if her level is covered, expand the description. Unlike the previous stage I played by Raypha, I'll be going through this as Mega Man instead of Proto Man. First instance of hearing Turbo Man's theme in this game. As well as the first instance of those Baconer enemies. As expected, the blizzard attack can freeze these fire pillars. Oh wait, is there a secret to the right? Nope, there isn't. It's just a plain background. That should probably be filled in. Oh, how I love the jet adapter for many of these stages. No secret to the left, even though it looks like a perfect place to put one. So far, so good. I wish the foreground tileset had a more cohesive team, though. Force beam segment. Thank you for illustrating or indicating that there'll be a force beam segment with the force beams in the previous screen. That's good design. Some of the best weapons to use here would be the Firestorm or the Flame Blast, but I shouldn't use it because of all the oil here. It's a trap. All for just an extra life. I thought it'd be a neat tank. Somehow I touched the edge of that spike over there. I meant to do a jump, but it counted as a slide. Also, I wish that the jet adapter and power adapter were next to each other in the menu, so it doesn't take as long to get back to it when quick weapon switching. Another force beam segment, as indicated in the previous screen. Knowing the row of trees, this is probably the final force beam segment. Yep, it is. We're reaching the end of the stage. Another safety reset. A longer fortress level, but it was fine. Fortress/traditional level. It is a longer stage though, 3 times the length of a traditional level, so there's that. And I wish the background, or rather the foreground tilesets, was less messy. I'm not sure where this stage took place at. A junkyard? It seems to be based off the background. Probably a car or other robot junkyard. It was an okay stage. Second level on the lineup is Wily's Tower of Various Timing Challenges by Hydrochlorination, with 6 plays and a score of 0. What happens if we keep going further to the left? Nothing. Can't wait for the Yoko Block challenges. Those always seem to appear in these timing-based challenge levels. Thankfully, I start out with the Flash Stopper. So far, so good, outside some minor delays. First section cleared. Oh, what does that mean? I thought the entire screen was gonna get filled by Yoku blocks, which would then insta-gib me. I have some bad history with getting insta-gibbed by Yoku blocks in this engine. Better safe than sorry. Another reason why I'm thankful to have the ring boomerang in this type of stage. Okay, I was holding left or right on my controller. Of course, the engine would try to mess me up. Not to mention the killer bullets are not helping matters. The hardest part, grabbing onto the ladder. Hopefully there's a checkpoint nearby. Thank you. That last section worked out pretty well, excluding the last part, where due to a button input registration failure, I had to repeat at least a third of the segment. Oh, and that's the end of the stage. I thought that was only the halfway point. A bit of a difficult level, I'd say slightly more difficult than the previous one, but it was perfectly manageable. You just need to be careful in the vertical segment not to lose too much progress. Third level on the lineup is Wily's Revenge Part 3 by SonicBioniclemaster, with 17 plays and a score of 5. So number 3 in this series of 12 plus levels. Let's see, we start with the Hard Knuckle and Hyper Bomb. So far, so easy. The only enemies I see here are the Mecha Kuros as well as the Coltons. Here's something different. We have 2 Tamas and the only platforms are these 1-ands. So that does make the boss fight a bit more difficult. And because there are two of them, they aren't pushovers, as they usually are. Introducing the Shadow Man platforms. Can't wait to get shot off of one due to the Coltons, like what almost happened there. Ouch, this red background is kind of eye-searing, and it makes it a bit difficult to see where the drop platforms are. Pick a more contrasting background, please. One that's less searing on the eyes. Oops, I skipped that checkpoint. Where are you, Colton? I know you'll try shooting me off of one of these platforms. This stage is being rather kind and generous. If it were another stage, the Colton would be placed on that lower platform. Full refill before the boss fight. This was an okay stage, I'd say better than the previous stage in the Wily's Revenge series. Nothing more to say, other than it was okay. Fourth level on the lineup is Laser Race M4 by Jedox74, with 4 plays and a score of 0. So the fourth and final level in the mini-series of Mega Man challenge levels, where we need to race past a series of deadly force beams. This time we have the Charge Kick Super Arrow Item 1 as well as the Mega Buster. No secrets to the left. Even though it looks really like there should be a secret, like a spare ERM tank. Not sure why we need all those special weapons. Now I know why. We need the super arrow. That's the first section done. On to the second one. I guess using the super arrow on the stage is the easy button. Should have fell down this pit. In fact, we can do it right over here. And that's the end of the stage. Well, maybe not. There's one section left, probably. Definitely the final one, because now we have red force beams. Oops, I went the wrong direction. Good thing I took the lower route here. Now I just need to race to the right, which I believe is the ending. Yep, it is. No boss fight either. Then again, none of the other stages had a boss fight. I say that this is tied with the second level as being the most difficult one, although the only real difficult portion was near the end, and that was due to improper conveyance and one failure on my part. So overall, I'd say that this miniseries is okay, and I wonder how the Proto Man and base miniseries are gonna compare. Fifth level on the lineup is Trilling Traphouse by Lenny, with 22 plays and a score of 8. It's been a while since I last played a level by Lenny. Mega Buster as well as the Wild Coil. First instance of hearing Freeze Man's stage theme in Mega Man Maker. It seems that those purple thunder-generating enemies can actually spawn in above these platforms, as long as there is a hole beneath them. So similar to tackle fires in that way. Whenever I'm under those downward-facing fans, I cannot jump whatsoever. Neat, the stage links up back to the beginning. And I will need to return back over here with a key, and I guess I'll return back over here by dropping from the ceiling. Or just return back the normal way. In order to get down over here, we need to jump from an increased height, so our inertia takes us low enough to counteract the fan's force pushing us upwards. A pretty okay to above average traditional level, which focused on usage of the fans, but I would like to see them taken further in more difficult configurations. As it stands right now, it's on the easier side. The fan gimmick is used during the boss fight against Springman, so that's a plus. It seems that Springman doesn't have any weaknesses though. As long as that mini wild coil keeps bouncing on the right side of the screen, he'll never spawn in new wild coils. Overall, it was an okay to above average stage. Sixth level on the lineup is Esgoto Toxico Normal by Lipatio, with 22 plays and a score of 4. This translates to English as the Toxic Sewer. Let's see how difficult this level is going to be. We'll be gaining at least 5 or 6 more special weapons along the way. So let's enter through the sewer grate. At least that looks like a sewer grate, a makeshift one. Not sure why we have sand over there. Ah, I get it now. The green force beams are the toxic part of the sewer. I was wondering why the sewer had so many green force beams for whatever reason. At first I thought they were the automated cleaning systems that the engineer put in here. Plus, I do want to get that key. It'll probably unlock the next special weapon. This is the next checkpoint. So was the key mandatory then? Seems to be. I thought it'd be an optional collectible. Wait a minute. Does this go down somewhere? Nope. I was hoping it was an alternate pathway. Sadly, there's no fade to black, so I can't be 100% sure that, at first until I died, that this didn't lead to a separate pathway. If it did fade to black, I'd know for sure that it's an instant death pit. A bit of force damage here. But I suppose it's expected because there are several large life energy capsules placed over here. There's our second key. I also got my first special weapon, the Crash Bomb. Next up is the Magnet Missile. A bit of an odd screen transition in that previous screen. I might have broken the screen boundaries a bit. I need to lure the tellies close enough so I can blow this up. Case in point. And there's always these weapon respawners, so there's no chance of us getting soft-locked here. So that's good design as well. Next up is the toss spin. So far, so good. The stage is certainly ramping up its challenge level a bit, introducing some puzzles using the special weapons. Hopefully I didn't miss something on the right. I probably did because there's another door over here. Oh well. I should have used the windstorm immediately here instead of backtracking. Now I feel a bit foolish. And now walk to the right and use this key on the key door. I thought I was overlooking something major where the stage linked up a bit earlier and I overlooked a other place to use a special weapon, but nope, it was just this simple. I just wasted 8 to 10 minutes trying to find a secret that didn't actually exist. Most of which will be edited out in post, so you won't have to see me wandering around for 8 to 10 minutes extra. I think I have all the special weapons that you can acquire in this stage by now. Yep, in fact we're fighting Bubble Man right now. This was a unique stage. It felt like two stages merged together in some way. I'll give it a thumbs up, but I'd like some better direction when we're near the end of the stage because I got confused over there thinking that I had to go to the left and replay part of the stage to find where to go to next. If that door didn't exist, I'd be a lot better, or a lot more fine. So, 7th and final level of the part is Buster Squadron Stage Military Complex Redacted by Buster Game, with 5 plays and a score of 2. Just like with several of Buster's previous levels, I will be mostly silent, giving my final thoughts at the end. Overall, this was a decent stage. Nice introduction to most of the gimmicks, and nice usage of Bass's abilities. It's definitely suited for an intermediate Mega Man player. And some segments could be a bit more challenging, but it's not the most difficult level I played in the Buster game series. So overall, out of the 7 levels I played in this part, my favorite level would be Trailing Traphouse by Lenny, with an honorable mention going to the Toxic Sewer by Lipatio. So in the next part, I'll be covering a longer Veer submitted level. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!